Hey YouTube, Shadow here with Shadowstorm Gaming, and I was thinking today, what would make Genshin Impact great again? Not that it's not great still, but it's not as great as it was whenever we first started coming up in the world. Once we get to a higher AR level, we run out of things to do. There's nothing there. There's no content, and there needs to be a change for the higher AR player. What can we do to make Genshin Impact as great as it used to be? Okay, so I got a list of things that I feel would make Genshin Impact a much better game, more vibrant game, and a way to keep player retention and to bring new players to the game. Uh, to me, Genshin Impact is an amazing game that, with all of its amazingness, has a lot of faults. Granted, it is a mobile and PC game, and I think it was more designed for the mobile market. But you have a lot of people like me that are PC players or people that play on the PlayStation that just want to play more, and we can't. There's just not enough stuff for us to do. So I wrote a list of things down that I would love to have implemented at Genshin Impact over time, hopefully sooner rather than later. Now, my first complaint is that the world is a beautiful place. Genshin Impact's world, Tevat, is just, it's a amazing place, but it's empty. There's nothing there. You could walk for a long time and not run into any enemies. Like, there are not enough. It needs to be more populated with people. Not people, but more enemies for us to kill. There's just not enough. There needs to be more evenly spread and more bunched up groups that we can fight. It's just, the world feels too dead for what it is, and it needs to feel more alive. That's one of my main complaints of the game. The next one would have to be the chests and challenges. Now, the chests and challenges, when you're leveling up, you're like, oh my god, this is awesome. There's so much stuff for me to do. So it's so much fun. I can play for a long time. And when you first start playing, you could play for 12, 18 hours a day and have a blast, right? But once you get up to the higher ranks, around AR40, AR45, all of that stuff is gone. You don't have any more chests. You don't have any more challenges. You don't have any of that stuff. You have no way to fill your time with gameplay. Now, if I was at MiHoYo, I would suggest that you reset the chests and the challenges every, like, I don't know, 3 weeks, a month, or every time the battle pass resets or something like that. Just try to reset those. And if you don't want to throw in the super good chest, like the luxurious chest or something like that, I get it. Just give us some exquisites and commons. Just make them all respawn. And if you want to, like, cut the AR experience like in half or something like that to try to balance out people's AR gains, I understand, but we need stuff to do. We need to be retained in the game where we can fill our time and not just log in, play for 10-15 minutes and log out. It's a real pain. All right, number 3 would have to be the resin refresh rate. I know this one's beaten like a dead horse in the Genshin Impact community. I won't touch on it too awful long, but the increase in resin cap was a great thing. But it was a great thing for the casual player that doesn't play that often, or just wants to let the resin cap out and they'll come do it later, or they're not super worried about it filling up to 160. But people like me that want to play a lot, there's just not enough of it. They should really, like, increase the resin refresh rate to where that 160 fills up in like the same amount of time as the 120 did before. Just speed it up a tad bit. I'm not sure how the math would work on that, but however long it took for the resin to refresh from 0 to 120, let it refresh from 0 to 160 in that same amount of time. Just give us a little bit more. We're not asking for a whole shit ton more. It doesn't have to be, get 1 resin every 2 or 3 minutes. It doesn't have to be like that. Just a little more. We just need a little more, right? It's not that big. All right. So I would say the next one would probably be buffing some of the underperforming characters. People like Amber, a lot of the starting characters, Amber, Lisa, people like that people don't see a lot of play. And even when they do see play, they're really just element bots. They're just there to throw out an element, and that's it. I think that the free to play players should have better starting characters than they do. I don't think it's super great that their characters are that weak. Amber's really weak compared to pretty much everybody. I mean, sure, you can main DPS her and build her in a certain way to where she can crit pretty hard, but compared to other people, she's just weak. So same with Lisa, in my opinion. But then again, I'm not a fan of Lisa's playstyle. I just don't like Lisa, period. But maybe if you buffed her to where I might want to play her. But I would suggest buffing other players, or the lower level ones. Next is one that I really would love to see. This is probably one of my biggest ones. Is bring in weekly or bi-weekly, whatever time frame you want, rotating banners that we can target farm certain characters for. For me, I'm still missing Chi-Chi and Kaching, and also Chongyun, but I don't really care about Chongyun. I probably wouldn't play him all that much. But I really want Chi-Chi and Kaching, and I can't target farm them. It's all related to RNG. So it would be awesome for them to add in banners that rotate every couple weeks that you could target farm certain things. Like set it up for element based. Like this week is fire. So you can get any of the fire types. Like get Luke and Bennett, not Klee because she's wouldn't be in that normal rotation, but you know what I mean. So all the fire types in one, all the Anemo in one. You can roll and you can get any of these types. Or if you don't want to do element based, you could do it by weapon type. So if you're missing a really good Claymore user, you want Luke, you can roll on the Claymore banner that gives only has an up rate of Claymore users as their featured people. Same with, catalysts or one-handed swords or bow users. If you're looking for those, if you're looking to try to get constellations on official, you could roll on the bow user one. I think that would be a great way to do it, and MiHoYo would make a lot of money because people would target farm their characters for sure. I know I would for sure. The next would be make the dailies a little more in depth. When you log in and do your dailies, it just feels like a chore that I don't want to do. Even though it only takes like 5 minutes, they're just really, really boring. After you do them every day for, since you started playing the game, they just need to be more in depth. There needs to be more to them, make them more entertaining and fun. I mean, I don't know what you can and can't do with them, but dailies they're just unappealing in this game. I really can't stand them. So find a way to make them more fun. They're just not fun. Next would be to give us more repeatable content. I'm not sure what they could add to the game to fix this, but not only the chest and challenges respawning that I mentioned earlier, but all right, for my Path of Exile players out there, when you get a drop like an Exalted Orb, you feel amazing, especially towards the beginning of the league. And if you're lucky enough to get a mirror to drop at any point, which is ridiculous and really never happens, you are ecstatic. That's like a once in a lifetime drop. Genshin needs something like that. Something that they can add that's super rare for like the mirror tier things that are super, super, super rare, or even the Exalt Orb example. Bosses need to drop some, like the mini bosses, like the big huge Hilichurl rock guy and some of the Fatui guys, those type of bosses, not the bosses you farm with Resin. The open world bosses that respawn every so often, give them something. that drops, even if it's a really, really rare chance. Give us something, like maybe something like Tectone suggested, like he wants an item that randomizes and rerolls your artifacts that you could use. Maybe let Hilitrolls, or not Hilitrolls, but like those mini bosses drop something along that line. There's something that gives us farmable content outside of Resin for us to do. Let us fill our time, because we need drops in the open world to feel special instead of just materials. Like, there needs to be something added, in my opinion. Next, as much as I would love to see this, my wallet would hate to see it. Skins or customizable options for heroes, or for your heroes. Like, I don't know, make it to where you can. That's something you could add to the bosses. You could drop clothing. They could drop clothing, or certain pieces of, or certain other types of materials to add or build cosmetics in for certain characters. I mean, there's a whole laundry list of things that you could have them drop that could, you know, build towards unlocking and making skins, customizing them yourself, or just have them to where we can buy them outright. And I'm sure people, or even, dare I say it, gotcha for them and roll for them through the pull system like you do with the heroes. Like, my wallet would hate seeing that, because I know damn well I would do it. But I think skins would be a really fun thing for our characters, and I think that they should be added at some point. Wait till I have a little bit more money before you add them, though. That'd be awesome. All right, so I guess that's it for the video. If you liked the content, or if you have anything else to add, just put it in the comment section below. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to my channel. I also stream over on Twitch at twitch.tv/ShadowstormUS. I stream almost every day, and it's pretty much always Genshin Impact, and maybe another game later on, since I've run out of content, since I'm at a higher AR level and I've already done everything. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you again soon.